The Kings are in San Antonio. I almost said Sacramento. Nope, they're in San Antonio. They take on Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. Is there any look, Kings fan, with you, James, and then Kings fan out there? Is there any part of this game tonight where you're looking forward to it? The Kings are on a 4-game winning streak, and they have looked great. Is there any part of you that's just like looking forward to watching Victor Wembanyama play basketball?
Oh, heck yeah. Like if you don't like, you want to see the nexus of this guy. You want to see the beginning. So then you can think back to the beginning and, maybe even record it. And then 8 years from now or 7 years from now, you look at this guy who's going to be an all-world player. He's just going to be unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what he looks like. I want to compare and contrast. And so, heck yeah, man, he should be fun. And for that matter, like I want to see Keegan Murray defend him because that's what's going to happen.
Really?
Yeah, I believe because Devin Vassell is out and their point guard, Tyus Jones, is out. No, he's doubtful.
Not Tyus Jones.
No,
different
Trey Jones. Trey Jones, his
Yep.
brother. My bad.
Yeah.
He's doubtful. So I want to see these guys like try to slow him down, throw different looks at him. Like I don't want to see Sabonis on him. I actually want to see Sabonis like beat up on Zach Collins because that's always fun to me.
Zach Collins just has a really annoying face. I don't like Zach. I'm sure Zach Collins is a wonderful person who loves his family. His family loves him and he has a time. I get it. But irrationally, there's something about his face I don't like. Totally irrational. And I'm sure that there's people who say the same thing about me, and that's fine. I get it.
He's got resting B face or something. Face. You're not sure. Yeah. You're like, I don't think I like him. I don't like you. I don't know you, but I don't like you.
That's it. That's how I feel.
But I like that matchup. Like he actually plays Sabonis like pretty straight up. He's a guy who likes to mix it up a little bit, and gets a little out of control. But yeah, I would like to see Wembanyama go try to defend Sabonis and see how that goes. That won't fare well for him. Although,
no, probably not.
Yeah, I think Sabonis will like put him in the first row and then dunk on him. Just because that's what Sabonis does.
So that's just kind of but that's what's kind of interesting is he does that, but Victor Wembanyama is like 7'5". You might put him into the second row and he might still get a piece of your shot.
Yeah, he might still block you.
So I'm fascinated to see just how this goes overall, and if Keegan guards him, what that looks like, because Wembanyama is not going to be able to handle in the NBA like he did in Europe. It's just not like you've already seen it. That little crossover step back thing he does against a defender like Keegan. That doesn't work. It's too slow.
I think one of the things with that, Kyle, I kind of want to see if he gets star treatment yet. Like how do refs, officiate Victor Wembanyama? Yeah. And I like to see the Kings go small and see if that works. Of course, if he starts hitting like the one leg, fall away 3-point shots from 30 feet, and there's nothing you can do. I mean, again, there's nothing you're going to be able to do either way. But I'm intrigued. I'm here for it. But I also think the Kings need to look at the in-season tournament standings. They need to understand that that Trey Jones is probably not going to play. Devin Vassell is not going to play. Keldon Johnson is probable
gold medalist.
Yeah, but you need to look at that game, and you need to throttle this team, because that's what the in-season tournament surprisingly is about. It's about that point differential thing. This team gives up 124.1 points per game.
They are not good,
and they only score 110. They have a negative 14 points.
Yeah.
Like run it up.
Yeah.
Like end it quick, run it up, get ready for Sunday.
That's it. I mean, this should be a game where Davion Mitchell plays. And I know he hasn't in the last couple of blowouts, but if you have 14 minutes of garbage time because you're up 30, then maybe you get a Davion Mitchell sighting.
Maybe.
By the way, Davion Mitchell talk coming up in Mad Props.
Uh-oh. I would also say that maybe you don't. Maybe that's where you start really letting Keon Ellis get comfortable.
Oh, that's a good point.
And play him long stretches. Or, like, we don't know what Mike Brown's going to do. There's a possibility that Davion's done what was necessary, and Mike Brown puts him back in the rotation.
Yeah.
Like,
Man,
this is a fluid situation.
Definitely. Maybe you try putting Davion on Wemby and see what happens.
Why not? Because you couldn't
see if you could just go super small. Because that's the thing. There's nobody in the NBA defending him. He's too tall.
Yeah.
He's not 7 foot or 7. He's like 7'5". He's just a marvel.
He is a marvel, especially the way he handles the ball for a guy who's that tall.
Yeah. One of the things the Kings will have to do tonight is make sure to not foul and like slow the game down where they're getting in foul trouble. So defending without fouling and not hitting the Spurs, when they drive and they stick the rock out, not hitting their arms. And speaking of sticking the rock out, you can rock out this holiday season with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra as they bring back the Ghost of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO, and more at the Golden One Center December 1st for 2 incredible shows. Enter online at ESPN1320.com and you could win a 4-pack of tickets to the show. Tickets are also available at Ticketmaster.
That is my favorite point in the day where you make a brilliant segue to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
That was a little bit contrived because I made up the thing about the Kings like defending without fouling.
Yeah.
So it wasn't super organic, but I had to get there somehow.
I love it.
Yeah. So I here's my thing with like looking at matchups in this game and the Spurs are pretty banged up. The Kings are way better than them anyways. So this isn't like if they win by 40, it's gonna be like, well, the Spurs were hurt. No. This game's gonna probably go mostly how it would go regardless. But that's my whole issue with talking like matchups for this game. If the Kings lose this game, like let's go to the hypothetical world where the Spurs win.
Okay.
You're probably looking at Keegan didn't knock down his threes. They couldn't figure out a way to slow down Victor Wembanyama, and it just kind of messed up their whole defense, and it got easy buckets for other guys. Kevin Huerter's shot's not falling. Domas is not able to bully Wembanyama under the hoop. Like, those are the kind of things, but all of that feels so far-fetched from where I think this game's going to go.
Kyle, in all honesty, I don't think any of those things matter. If the Kings lose this game, it's because they just flat out didn't show up. They pulled the Houston Rockets and just like walked into a game expecting to win. To me, if they don't play with the same energy and pace, that's where they're going to lose. So maybe I'm crazy, but like, this is a team that they're going up against. It's young, they're inexperienced. They really don't have a lot to rely on, especially with Vassell out.
Yeah,
they don't have their true second scorer. Keldon Johnson does give the Kings problems historically. But like, if the Kings lose this game, it's on them. It's 100% on them. I just don't think that you're going to have a game where, like, again, Victor Wembanyama like scores 50 and you can't stop him. And, if that happens, that's on you.
Yeah. Especially in an in-season tournament game. If you can't get up for this.
If you can't get up for the in-season tournament game, Kyle, this is where it's all about.
This is why you play the game.
This is why you play the game.
For the NBA Cup.
That's right.
The in-season tournament begins now. Yeah, I hate saying it because we said this about the Rockets, who Sass points out in the chat, Houston's now won 6 in a row. But we said this about the Rockets, said this about the banged up Blazers team they played, even without De'Aaron Fox. This is a team you should go smoke, and they lost 2 to the Rockets, and they went to OT with the Blazers. I would like to see tonight that the Kings are not going to be a team that is up and down to their competition all year. Where, okay, great, you rolled Cleveland and you rolled OKC, and then you went and you blew out the Lakers at crypto.staplesarena.com, and you did all that. Like, that's cool, but then you can't go turn around and lose to the Spurs, much less this version of the Spurs, where they're missing arguably their second best player in Devin Vassell.
Yeah,
their best scorer.
Yeah, well, you can lose to the Spurs in like game 53 if they've started to figure some things out. You can't lose to the Spurs now. No. I mean, they're 3-8, something like that. They don't play defense at all.
And the Kings are scorching hot. Like, it looks like, okay, they've turned it around. Here we are. If you go lose to the Spurs, it's not like they've undone everything, but it's just like, it's like, that's deflating.
Yeah. I think the other interesting thing is that Mike Brown it has such loyalty to Greg Popovich. He might not run the score upon him. He might not take advantage of the fact that
in-season tournament comes before loyalty.
It's
Every
everything,
time.
Kyle. It's everything, Kyle.
I'm getting us NBA in-season tournament shirts.
That's right.
I'm going to order them and have
We
them
should just
shipped
plan
here.
a trip to Vegas and go to this thing.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'll get my car tuned up at Jiffy Lube and we'll roll.
There it is.
It'll be great.
I'm in.